Greetings once again, my friends, and welcome to even more coverage of BlizzCon 2017. And today, or at least for this video, instead of discussing the stuff that was already there, this is going to be a little bit of a rantish video, but not too bad. I just want to discuss the missed potential of BlizzCon 2017, at least as far as I'm concerned, specifically with two games that were not added. One makes sense, kind of, one really doesn't. And that is, of course, with Diablo 3 and the newest entry into the Blizzard, or at least the Battle.net family, Destiny 2.
But Drak! Destiny 2 isn't a Blizzard game!
No, it's not. But it was added to the Battle.net platform, and it's from a company called, I don't know if you've actually heard the title, Activision Blizzard. Maybe it rings a bell? So at that point, let's just go ahead and get started with the obvious candidate in the room before I get into Destiny. Let's go into Diablo. Now, weeks before BlizzCon, we'd actually heard from the Diablo team that there was not going to be any major announcements for Diablo 3. Obviously, because they put out the Rise of the Necromancer DLC earlier this year, so you can now play as a Necromancer. They put in a bunch of new areas to be able to explore around Sanctuary. There really wasn't anything new to announce aside from, maybe hinting at, I don't know, stuff that they might be working on, like new characters. But they were not there. There were a few panels, but they were more visual effects things, and they were based around the Necromancer, based around stuff that we already knew. And I'm just going to say that I believe this was a missed opportunity, because it would have actually been a really great thing to at least have a Diablo What's Next panel to maybe, I don't care if it's in conceptual stages, guys. We've seen Blizzard put things up in conceptual stages. I'm a WoW fan. They've done it. They've put things up where they put zones up. They don't even have the complete map done. So at that point, it's not a horrible thing to me to have at least conceptual stuff so that we can at least start getting hyped for it and start wanting to know more. And I believe that this personally was a missed opportunity. I don't know what they're working on. I'm hoping that it's either a new class, like, if you're introducing the Necromancer, please tell me you're considering at least one other class, or heaven forbid, because enough of the Diablo community kind of agrees with me on this, announce the next game, or an expansion to Diablo 3, like another expansion to Diablo 3. And unfortunately, we just didn't get any of that. I know a few people might disagree with me here and there, but I still believe it was a missed opportunity. It would have at least been a good idea to get some hype going for Diablo 3, and instead they just decided, well, we're going to bring the visual effects of the Necromancer, and that's really all we're bringing. So, with that being said, Destiny 2. I know that there's an argument that Destiny 2 should not be at BlizzCon. It's not a Blizzard game. But again, the parent company is Activision Blizzard. I know that Bungie is the developer for Destiny, but obviously a deal had to be struck somewhere for Destiny to end up on the Battle.net platform. And Blizzard had to agree with it. So I think this was, again, a missed opportunity, because then you could have had a Bungie rep pay to be able to show off new stuff for BlizzCon, and maybe even give some singular stuff to get Blizzard fans motivated to go play Destiny 2. And look, as much as I know that there are a bunch of Blizzard players that are playing Destiny 2, there are some that aren't. I'm one of them. And I just don't think that they gave me enough motivation to get up off my arse and buy it, or especially play it on Battle.net. And so again, this is not necessarily a complaint, and so I'm saying Destiny 2's bad and Diablo's bad. I'm saying this is a missed opportunity. It would have been really great to be able to showcase, because we had the AI guys last year for StarCraft. It wouldn't have been out of the blue to have an Activision rep or a Bungie rep come over and say, this is what we've actually got coming for Destiny 2, and here's why you should be excited about it. I actually think that would have been a better concept, because then you get the Destiny fans that aren't necessarily Blizzard fans motivated into watching BlizzCon and maybe even trying out some of the games after they've seen some of the competitions that were going on in the meantime. So to me, it's a missed opportunity. One where a lot of us, include devs and fans alike, could have benefited for both of these games, and unfortunately, we heard nothing from either of these games, and it just kind of added on to the disappointment. So, final thoughts on this. I hope that next year we kind of learn. I hope this is one of the major complaints that actually happens for BlizzCon 2017, so that with BlizzCon 2018 or BlizzCon 2019, we fix this. At least make sure that the games have some kind of a minor presence just to keep the hype going for those games. Otherwise, it just looks like this is kind of the same thing that happened with StarCraft 2 last year, where they did the whole AI thing. Just, it makes it feel like you don't care. And that's just going to go. I know that this video is a little bit shorter than usual, but that's going to go ahead and do it. So I would actually like to see an open conversation with us in the comments. Do you guys think Diablo should have been there? Do you think Destiny should have been there? Do you think Blizzard was right? I would love to be able to have that discussion with you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. And when we come back next time, we'll start discussing some of the things that were there, starting with the one that got the least amount of coverage, in my opinion, StarCraft 2. We'll see you guys then.